Welcome to Dan's On Fandoms. I'm Dan. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 facts about the Jedi Order that you might not know. As a youngling, few things enamored me the way that the Jedi of the original trilogy did. Hearing Obi-Wan talk to Luke about the Jedi Knights of the Old Republic in A New Hope never failed to fill me with such a sense of wonder. And I can still remember watching Empire Strikes Back for the first time and being awestruck by this small, green-eared, fuzzy-headed Jedi Master teaching Luke about the ways of the Force and being a Jedi. To put it simply, the Jedi are dope as hell. So, let's discuss 5 interesting facts about the Jedi Order. Number 1. George Lucas almost made the Jedi Order the Emperor's bodyguards. In early drafts of Star Wars, the Jedi weren't initially an order of peacekeepers who defended the galaxy. Instead, the Jedi Order originated as the Emperor's bodyguards. As Lucas continued to flesh out the galaxy of Star Wars, however, the Jedi Order became affiliated with what was known in that stage of the story's draft as the Republica Galactica. Eventually, Lucas settled on the version of the Jedi Order that we've become accustomed to, which is an order of force-wielding peacekeepers. For the word Jedi, George Lucas took inspiration from the Japanese term Jedi, which refers to a genre of film, television, and theater in Japan that often focuses on various periods in Japanese history. And although the order was first mentioned by Obi-Wan Kenobi with the release of A New Hope in 1977, Star Wars fans wouldn't get to see the Jedi Order on screen for another 2 decades. It was with the release of The Phantom Menace on May 19, 1999, that Star Wars fans were able to see the Jedi Order for the very first time in glorious fashion. Number 2. The precursors of the Jedi were the Dai Bendu. Before the Jedi Order came into existence, a religious group known as the Dai Bendu studied the Force and its connection with the galaxy and would go on to become a precursor of the Jedi Order. The Dai Bendu constructed a monastery in what became Kijimi City on the planet Kijimi. Additionally, the Dai Bendu are considered to have constructed the first holocrons, which were information storage devices used by both the Jedi Order and the Sith that contained ancient lessons of valuable information in holographic form. Although it hasn't been established in canon that the Dai Bendu eventually morphed into the Jedi Order, something which was established in legends, we can assume at the very least that their relationship, worship, and study of the Force inspired what would become the Jedi Order. Interestingly, Kijimi legend has it that the Dai Bendu invented an alcoholic beverage called Squirdu, so I guess even Force monks can get wild sometimes. Number 3. The Jedi Order was formed in 25,000 BBY. In 25,000 BBY, the Jedi Order was founded in the unknown regions on the planet Ahch-To, with the first Jedi temple being built atop a sacred island on the water-covered planet. This temple, also known as the Ahch-To Jedi Temple, was the first of many temples built throughout the galaxy and one of the few that were not demolished by the Galactic Empire. The Lanai, who are an avian sentient species that lived on the island where the Jedi Temple was located, acted as caretakers for the temple, and the females of the species took on the role of caring for and attending to the ancient temple. Although it was widely believed that the Jedi Order was founded on Ahch-To, some Jedi scholars thought the planet Tython was home to the Jedi Order's first temple. In legends, Tython was the birthplace of the Jedi Order, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's eventually established in canon that maybe the Jedi Order arose on several planets, with Tython being one such planet. Nevertheless, in the current canon, Ahch-To is considered the Order's birthplace. Number 4. The Jedi religion is kinda wild. The religion that was baked into the heart of the Order was based around 8 sacred texts that describe tenets, history, and specific guidance to those studying the path of the Jedi. These texts, which dated to the dawn of the Jedi Order, included the Ramagan, Chronicles of Bruzbu, and the Ayanamaka. The Ramagan contained 4 different and conflicting origin stories for the cosmos and the Force, as well as information on Sith wayfinders, Exegol, and deep space dangers such as the Galactic Barrier. The Ayanamaka, which was separated into 2 volumes, contained many of the earliest accounts of exploration and codifications in the Force. These books included a number of aspects of the Jedi religion such as the origins of the cosmos and the Force, references to gods and the world between worlds, as well as even discussing lightsaber designs. The Chronicles of Bruzbu was one of the ancient sacred Jedi texts that detailed an alternate usage of Force healing that could heal a damaged kyber crystal, which was the technique Rey used to heal her kyber crystal that had been cracked during her encounter with Snoke and Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi. Because of their religious beliefs, the Jedi Order devoted themselves to the light side pilot of the Force and used their strength and knowledge in the Force to protect beings all across the galaxy. This belief gave rise to the Jedi Code, which was a set of rules that governed the behavior of the Jedi Order and governed the Order's way of life, making every Jedi duty-bound to observe and uphold the Jedi Code or risk expulsion from the Order's ranks. Furthermore, the Jedi Code, along with a collection of their foundational texts, guided the Jedi way of life, governing the behavior of individual Jedi to the philosophy and training regimen of the Order as a whole. Number 5. The Jedi once used starfighters that required a lightsaber key. During the days of the High Republic, the Jedi Order utilized a very interesting starfighter called a Vector. These starfighters were small and nimble and could be configured to carry either 1 or 2 occupants, providing Jedi with the opportunity to fly either alone or with their Padawans. Vectors were capable of responding quickly to their Force-sensitive pilots, which allowed Jedi to achieve maneuvers that might otherwise be impossible with different starfighters. The starfighters had minimal shielding, almost no weaponry, and very little computer assistance. The capabilities of the spacecraft were defined by their Jedi pilots, and as such, it was believed that the Jedi were the shielding, the weaponry, and the minds that calculated what the Vectors could achieve and where it could go. Furthermore, when a cohort of Jedi Vectors were flocked together, they were able to connect with each other through the Force, allowing them to move together and in unison, weaving and moving past each other at incredible speeds, something that was referred to as a drift. One of the most interesting aspects of Vectors was their weapon system, which had safeguards in place to minimize the lethality of the starfighters. The weapons on Vectors could only be operated with a lightsaber key, a way to ensure that they were not used by non-Jedi, and that every time they were used, it was a well-considered action. Once the lightsaber unlocked the weapons display, the color of the display matched the color of the lightsaber's blade that it was linked with. Additionally, the ship's lasers could be scaled up or down via a toggle on the control sticks, which meant not every shot had to be a kill. This allowed the Jedi to disable or even warn a combatant or enemy so as to not kill any beings unless it was an absolute last resort, ensuring that the Jedi had every option available to them for handling a situation or an adversary. And there you have it. Those are 5 interesting facts about the Jedi Order. The Jedi are one of my favorite aspects of Star Wars, and one of the reasons why I love Star Wars so much. How can you not be enamored by an order of superheroes that wield laser swords? They're just too damn cool. But what do you guys think about some of the facts we've discussed? What are some of your favorite Jedi Order facts or moments? Let us know down in the comments. If you like this video, please help out the channel by hitting that like button and making sure you subscribe. Follow the channel on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Dan's on Fandoms. Thanks for watching, and stay nerdy.